It's week 3 here in the garden, and that little bit of warm weather we had has given way to some pretty frigid temperatures again. But let's take a look and see how our garlic is doing, as well as our onion seeds, and whether we're getting ready to go. So here's the garlic, and it's looking pretty good. We've had some really cold temperatures and some snow, some freezes, and still looking pretty healthy here. They've haven't died back really. I mean, there's some yellowing of the leaves from the cold, but it's not too bad. These are the back row garlic plants, and they're coming along as well. And I mean, everything looks really healthy. We had almost 100% germination. Only one plant, it turns out, didn't pop up. So it still might come up in the spring. Now, this is the back row along the fence. And as you can see, they're much smaller than the other plants. So I'm not quite sure what that is, as I've said, but they're still looking pretty good. These are the garlic bubils, the true garlic seed. They were planted at the same time as the garlic bulbs, and they're being grown in the greenhouse. I've got a little fabric over them just to protect them from any rodents that might be in the greenhouse. And I've been really surprised at how well they've done. They've sprouted up really nicely. We haven't had 100% germination, but I planted 5 or 6 bubils in each of these little pots, and they're all coming along quite nicely. I'm surprised at that. The soil has remained moist in the greenhouse. It hasn't frozen like the ground outside, obviously. And that's one of the benefits of continuing to grow plants in a greenhouse, is that they are protected from the harshest elements. Now, these are the onion seeds that we planted about 3 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, and the Calibra onions. And as you can see, we're having some pretty good germination. Not all the seeds have come up in each cell, but I did do 2 in 1, 2 in 1. Sometimes there were 3 seeds in one cell. So we're still getting pretty good germination. Some are further along than others, but as you can see, this is coming along nicely. So my goal was to have 64 onion plants, and I think we'll be able to meet that no problem. These are the red onion seeds. These are old seeds from last year, so they're not going to be all that viable. At least I thought not. And yet, we're getting a lot of good germination here. I'm surprised. I mean, I put down a lot of seed, so not everyone has come up, but they're pretty good, and I'm happy. Looks like we'll get a little harvest of red onions. So everything's looking pretty good. The bubils are looking good. The garlic itself is looking good, although I don't know what the heck's up with those that one row along the fence line and why it really is just so far behind the others. But all in all, it's still good. And we just didn't have one garlic clove sprout. So 99.999% germination isn't bad. And that one still could come up in the springtime. Onions have started as well. Not as many seeds have sprouted already, but they could take a little time to get going. And we'll probably end up getting more, but we've got a lot of those red onions coming up. I was surprised at the viability of those seeds. So we certainly won't have any holes in the garden anyway. But if you want to see what we were doing in the garden last week, check out this video right here. And then subscribe and hit that notification bell. And that way you'll be able to follow along on the progress on all of our vegetables as we try to grow a supermarket in our own backyard. Let's grow something awesome, and thanks for watching.